I'm at Blackwood Lane here in Melbourne, and apparently these guys are the only distributors for the Ankarsrum in all of Australia and New Zealand. Well, as far as I know anyway. So, home of the ultimate stand mixer. What is an Ankarsrum? Actually, firstly, how do you... Ankarsrum. How do you say Ankarsrum? Ankarsrum?
You just call it the Ank.
The Ank, okay.
Yeah, these are the Ankarsrum or the Ank, as Australians like to say. They're handmade in Sweden and they're basically a kitchen mixer.
But one of the things I've heard is that they can do a lot of dough.
They can actually handle up to 5 kilos of dough, which makes a lot of loaves.
Yeah. She's been baking sourdough for a couple years now. We basically live off her cooking. Any extra help I can give her, that would be good.
It is called the bread maker's machine, like that sign, the bread maker's machine.
Oh, you got one here.
Plugged in. Oh. A lot of stand mixers actually have the motor in the head. This machine has it in the base, so it's very sturdy. If you like hold that up, it's not going to shake.
Yes,
on your
right. So it's lower center of gravity on the way. It's not at the top.
Nothing's moving. So this is it on a low speed. So we have 2 little buttons here. The first one is the timer. It can go up to 12 minutes. So you can pop your dough in there, put your cake mix in there, and then just walk away, do whatever you want.
That mimics your hands.
Yeah,
that's like your hands.
Yeah.
And then this one, this goes up to 1,500 watts, which is insane.
Yeah, you guys are the only distributors for this. Is that Australia and New Zealand?
Yes.
Right, so if anyone wants one, we buy it from you online as well.
Yes. You buy the machine, it comes with a stainless steel 7-litre bowl cover, a spatula, dough knife, dough roller, dough hook, the cookbook, which is awesome. It's got all these authentic Swedish recipes, whisks, so 2 different types, and then a beater bowl. There
is obviously a lot of colours to choose from, but I'm thinking that this one here, the olive green, is going to be the right one for Sam. What was the abbreviated name?
Ank.
Ank. All right, can I please get 1 olive green Ank?
I'll do an invoice for you.
I'm very sure she's going to love it, but she's very good at doing the finances. So this is, yeah, I'm good at spending. She's good at managing. Okay, we have the Ankarsrum now, and I've got to hide this until Saturday, and then Saturday morning we'll get her reaction as she walks downstairs and sees this in the kitchen. What is it, Bino?
Present for you, Mum.
Hello.
Do you know what it is?
Can I smell it?
Yeah.
No, actually I know. What is it?
All right, open it up.
Can I just say something?
Yeah.
I'm very stressed that you're getting my reaction on camera.
Okay, come on.
I don't like you spending money.
Come on.
I know that brand. I said, did you get me that? And she said no. Thomas. Obviously I like it, but I don't know. But the real question is, what colour did you get me? Tom, I was imagining getting this in like 2 years' time when we've moved into our house and our kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I deserve this right now.
You deserve it. Even the best helpers need a little bit of help sometimes.
Oh, yes. You promised me it wasn't going to be something like this. I just feel guilty. Obviously I want it. Obviously, who wouldn't want it? But like, you know. Did you get a green one? You got green as well. He's too good.
I feel like once you see it, there's no way you'll return.
I know, that's why I don't want to open the brown part. I'm trying to decide if I'm being too luxurious.
But I've already bought it.
I know you've already bought it. But the thing is, like, I want to be minimal. But in saying that, I do want like workhorse pieces of equipment in the kitchen, you know?
Open it up. We're keeping it. We're not returning it.
I feel like this brown box you can still, like, this is what I'm after. I'm after a tough kitchen machine. That's going to work really hard all day long.
Because you work really hard all day in the kitchen and you are a machine.
Oh my gosh, sorry. Let's just pause and let's just me and you talk for a second. For a second? I don't get what you do for talking, but it's, I'm just like, we're not budgeting like we're about to build a house. You know what I mean? I feel guilty, like really? That's very fancy. The other thing is, like, I knew that I wanted this in the future, but I hadn't done the full research I wanted to. I know this is the best in the business, so I'm like not doubting that even for 1 second. It's just like, alright, I'm keeping it. I'm keeping it, fine. I'm excited to see the colour. Stainless steel bowl. Oh, that colour is gorgeous. Yikes. Nice. Well, that would look good in our kitchen. Oh dear. Oh dear. I feel like I don't deserve it. That's why I just lost for words. Like, oh. I'm excited. I'm excited to learn a few things. Happy 5 years.
What is?
It's been 3 days since my lovely husband surprised me with we're gonna call it the anchor, right? That's what we're gonna call it. I've calmed down a little bit about the price tag, and I've decided to just appreciate that my husband buys me a gift. But anyways, like I said, we're here today and I'm using it, and I've used it a couple times and it's made my life so much easier, so it's actually worth it. I think it's paying for itself. Because technically, the last few times, I've saved like half an hour to an hour in the kitchen, which time is money, as we know, so it's paying for itself. Anyways, I'm making pizza dough for dinner. So I'm going to use the anchor to knead the dough and my grain mill to grind the flour.
You're a freak.
How do you think your dinner gets cooked every night, mate? She sits there and watches me. There you go, done. Okay, now the fun part. Only got one hand, it's fine if you have an anchor. So this is the dough hook that I'm attaching now. Still getting the hang of this thing, there we go. Basically, if I didn't have this, I would be kneading this dough for pizza probably for like 25 minutes. And you'll see it'll start to like form a ball and gather it all together. It's pretty cool. Puts all of it in there. And just leave it to do its thing. Basically, I'm actually not going to knead the dough right now because this is fresh milled flour. I'm just going to wait till all the flour has, you know, soaked up all the wet ingredients, as you can see. And then I'm going to let it sit in there for 20 minutes. It's called like the autolyse stage. And that just makes sure all the grain has absorbed that flour, because fresh milled works a little bit different than normal store-bought flour, I suppose. So basically how it looks now, I'm going to turn it off and I'm going to let it sit here for about 20 minutes, let it soak up all the water. So the first time I used this dough attachment, I was so skeptical. I was like, how is this little, you know, this little frame thing gonna knead dough? Like, where's the up and down action, you know? That's what I was thinking. And the first time ever, I actually spent the whole 20 minutes watching it, which defeats the purpose. But I was so impressed, like, it really kneaded it well, and the window pane test at the end was amazing. So I'll show you guys that today if you don't know what the window pane test is, but this is basically how you test the dough to know if it's kneaded well. But we're gonna let this sit for a little bit. So something cool this has as well is there's actually a cover. You can leave everything in there and just pop this lid over so that it doesn't dry out. Okay, so it's been sitting for about 25 to 30 minutes. The water has definitely been absorbed. So I've added in some yeast and we're basically going to start the kneading process. You could just sit here and watch it, but I'm actually going to go do those dishes while my dough is kneading.
Obviously it was a very, very expensive gift. It probably didn't actually fit in the budget, but we're here now and we have it. What are your place your bets? Do you think you're going to get your money's worth from it? What do you think of the machine so far? Like, does it seem to be worth the price? And do you think you'll get your money's worth?
Yeah, I definitely think so. When you think about how many years I will be using it for, I definitely think I'm going to get my money's worth. Obviously, I've only used it for a few days, but if I had to place my bet, I would say that it is worth it. But we'll see when I start to have more specific bread days. Like, I want to have one day where it's like full bread day, full wheat day, making bread, wraps, muffins, like all that type of stuff, bulk and then freeze. So that's when I'll really test this machine, because I'm thinking like that machine's going to be used like 5 hours in the day, and apparently you should be able to use them for that many hours in the day for years. So when I start doing things like that, I'll be able to give a better review. Hi Zipa. You want to come say hello? So I forgot that I had no apron on because I just fed her like 5 minutes ago. So I had to take it off to feed her. I can't wait for my aprons to come. My breastfeeding friendly aprons. Actually, the sample did arrive today. It's in here. Now, if you don't know what I'm talking about, I have designed like the ultimate mum apron, and one of the features is that it's breastfeeding friendly. There is the buttons for easy breastfeeding, so that you don't have to take your whole apron off and ruin your clothes when you take it off. There's also inbuilt mittens on the ends of the apron. We have a conversion chart, which basically converts basic kitchen measurements. And there's also a kitchen tea towel loop holder. But we'll be posting a video, I think next week, showing you guys the sample and a few more features. I can tell it's not kneaded enough because when I lift it, it's close, but see how it breaks? It's breaking, it's not stretching enough, so it needs a bit more. That was 8 minutes, I think we'll do 8 again, and we'll see how it goes from this. Okay, so I'm pretty sure it's ready now. I'm gonna do a window pane test, but first I will just take the bowl out. So essentially, like how it works, there's this little hook thing that lifts up and it lets go of your attachment. This arm here connects to all your attachments, and if you want it to stay in one place, you tighten this knob at the back and it will stay in place, and when you loosen it, it will swing back. So pretty simple. That just comes out like that as well. That looks good. So this is the knife blade attachment, and it just literally slots straight out as well, like that. Easy. Essentially, when you lift up your dough, you want to be able to see through, like, that's why it's called window, I guess. It kind of needs to look a little bit transparent, and you don't want it to tear too much. So I'm not in the sun, so you can't really see, but I can tell that that looks pretty transparent. So I'm happy with that. It's just ripping a little bit, so that's pretty good. You should be able to lift it up and it's not going to rip in half. So that looks pretty good to me. Okay, and now we just let it rise for an hour until it doubles in size, and then roll it out and bake it. Okay, we're back just over an hour later. Check out that rise. Definitely a lot more dough. Always the same amount of dough, but a lot higher than when we left it. This is like probably 5 or 6 portions, so I'm going to portion it out. We're only probably going to cook 3 tonight, and the other 3 I'm going to put in the freezer. Blop. Whoops. It's probably a little bit too close to the edge. Depends how big you want your pizza. definitely loaded, but that is Samantha style, honestly. The crust looks very thick, like it's already risen. Maybe too much, I don't know. See you later. Gonna use some bone broth sauce. Now we like literally use no sauces in the house, but if we do use a sauce, this is what I revert to. This is the brand Gevity. Their sauces are great and it's literally made from bone broth, which is really, really cool. I get mine from GoodnessMe, and we do have a discount code which will give you 10% off all their products, even if they have a sale. That code will still come off these products. So I'll get Tom to link that in the description below. It's like different. That's my fault. I didn't roll it out evenly, so you know. But I'm hungry, so normally it means it will always taste good. I'll take them out.
That's a good hack.
Yeah, should be right.
Just, yeah, that's perfect.
No, it's cooked. Oh, she's warm. She's hot. It's cooked. We're eating it like that. All right, let's do it. I would probably say this is more of a focaccia. Just a big focaccia rather than a pizza. That's fine. I'm about that. We'll leave that one there for now.
Yep.
We'll just... Okay, there we have it. I've only had the Ankarsrum for 3 days now, so I can't give an honest big review, but I'm keen to use it on days where I bulk batch food. So that'll be the real test, and I'll give a real good review once I've done a couple of those. But for now, let's taste this pizza. So if you're interested to see what you can create with an Ankarsrum, follow along because I'm going to be cooking a lot more recipes and sharing everything I make. Click subscribe.
Is that me?
I know we like said goodbye before, but we had to turn the camera back on because we were like shocked with how yum this pizza is. Like, we just turned it off because like, oh, we'll see how it goes, but it's actually delicious.
It's actually insanely delicious. I don't know if it's the chili sauce or the bread or the capsicum or just the way you did it, or is it the Ankarsrum? It could be the Ankarsrum that made it extra delicious. I don't know. What do you think, Benno? Why is it so yummy?
The dough is really nice.
I love capsicum and your cucumber and
Yeah. And you want more pizza?
yeah.
You go, Beano. Big slice for the big bean. Nice.
What do you say, Benno?
Bit warm.
No, thank you, Mum.
Hey, Mom.
Here's it back.